has huge calls on balance here for CBSL to do anything against, and they get it. This is going to be the ace. A clean swipe.
There's an angel. Dark fighting in the corner. Andre goes down. Redemption. A bit too late. What's going to happen? Bob has no for Starlet. Is that first?
Daigo is jumping in. He's in the middle of the fray. Here comes the tidal wave. Jumping in and jumping out. Daigo sticking really good.
Back for the switch, but not going to do much. Nard is just going to be a buy one, take one deal for JBL. They have
What is up, ladies and gents? Make some noise as we head into day 2 of the Interconference series for the local collegiate league powered by Lenovo. Of course, we are going to be your shoutcasters for today. This is, of course, Arctic at your service, and with me is Vulcan.
So that's my intro.
Yeah, like Vulcan.
So I'm just Vulcan while you have all that.
No, I give you that extra accent to emphasize the... yeah.
So right now we are on our second day of the Interconference series. And what an exciting day it will be.
Indeed.
So, I mean, this will be one of the games where it's going to determine the next stage. Top 16 teams from 48 teams will be now converging into this Interconference series.
And man, oh man, I mean, yesterday's matches were absolutely insane. Again, predictions right out the window. Teams that you kind of expect to perform yesterday fell a bit flat as expectations, I'd say. But still, I guess for yesterday it was UPD that did pretty well.
I actually
That's
saw
the
that
only
game.
expectation that actually met my expectation. But other than that, wow. And I'm expecting almost the same for as we head into Group C today, guys. So it's going to be UPLB, Xavier University, TIP, and JPL. Intense matches. Really intense, man.
So, but for the first match in the schedule, it would be UPLB versus Xavier University Wizards. Followed by that, that will be our first match of the 2-game series for Group C. Followed by TIP versus JBL, another 2-game series. And the next match would be UPLB again, this time against JBL.
Wow, so a lot of all-star games right off the bat, and I'm really looking forward to all these matches today. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, this is very crucial, as we did mention. As our previous matches, it's only one person from each group that will be proceeding to the top 4. So each game at this point, they have to secure every single win that they can if they want to reach the next stage.
So each game they play is a high-stake game. They cannot be complacent at all. Let's say you won the first set of matches, you can still get overthrown. Note that we will be only taking the top 1 of each group. But now, moving on to the first match, it would be UPLB versus Xavier University, and very interesting matchup. We're seeing one of the first seed of the South versus one of the, I think was the second seed, Arctic?
For Xavier University, that is actually, I believe they are the first seed. Or no, they're the second seed.
Second seed of the Visayas.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, despite being the second seed, it's actually pretty surprising. Like Visayas and Mindanao, all these different regions, they've actually come up with some great teams. And Visayas is no joke. Like, 2 of the top teams actually didn't even make it the split. Both Our Lady of Fatima University and University of Iloilo, outshined by these teams suddenly emerging so strong. So I wouldn't underestimate the Visayas Conference going into these matches. Or like all these teams going up against all Xavier University in particular.
So what are your predictions for this one? I mean, UPLB, first seed of the South.
Well, you know, we'll just have to find out as we head into the pick and ban phase. But yeah, I mean, Lee Sin gonna be banned out right off the bat from Xavier University. Sandy, actually one of the players to look out for in this match, along with
M&M in the mid lane.
Yes, there you go. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting because we will be running the 10-ban system, and this time it will be the teams experiencing first time how it feels. It will be a 2-game series, so they have that room to grow, to learn, and adapt.
Exactly. And of course, ladies and gents, we are playing on the mid-season patch. Although Sejuani, Maokai, and Zach unfortunately not up for the table just yet, but we are entering this with Saya and Rakan now available for pickup. So it'll be interesting. I'm actually looking forward to hopefully seeing a team in the future pick this up. When that'll happen, not quite sure yet. We'll just have to see.
Could be today.
Hopefully.
It could be today. So let's see.
Couple goals.
In the first banning phase, right now we're seeing Lee Sin, Irelia plus Karma. Karma is a flexi pick, can go mid or support. But for Xavier University's side, we are going to be seeing a first ban on the Kled, probably from the games we've seen with Daigo on the Kled.
And overall, you know, he's a pretty good champion in that top lane when played correctly. And there's just so much, like, you have the roam potential with the charge, especially when it's up. Like, you could just charge right into the mid lane unexpectedly. And yeah, all these different plays. Like, there's lots of strategy that you could work around with just that Kled because of the unique mechanic that he has, not only with the charge, but with Skarl as well. A lot of sustainability. So yeah, whoa, there we go. Actually, first pick gonna be the Ivern for UPLB. So Ivern, I'm actually not surprised. Like, even in competitive play, even in the BGS, he is one of the hotly contested champions, especially with a team that could use that correctly. UPLB, not surprised. You know, Slane might actually slay on this Ivern. Well, wait a minute. We were just
talking about the Zion Rakan. So let's see if it will be a lock-in. I mean, it's very surprising to see firsthand, and yes, that would be a lock-in for the dual goals in the bot lane, followed by Xavier University hovering on the Galio. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the top lane or the mid lane. Galio right now has been proven to be less effective in the jungle, not even an option, probably going for the top or the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm estimating that, especially with the nerfs that Galio has, he's not as strong and potent as he was before when he was just freshly released, where you could send him in the mid lane, especially with the damage reduction off his Q. I'm assuming that it might be a top. And with that genre reveal, it's definitely not going to be a support. So there's a lot of information actually on the board as to where we could potentially see this Galio, given the changes that he already has in this patch. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out the bans in the second rotation. That's going to be Ari, banned out from Kratos. Kratos is actually, I believe, is known to be quite an efficient Ari player, so I'm not surprised that that's taken off the board. And yeah, Fizz, Thresh, and that is the Orianna, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the
Orianna and Syndra for Xavier University. And note that Xavier University, they first pick Graves, probably for Sandy, who is known to be playing the hyper carry junglers. So right now, instead, UPLB left with no choice, have to focus on the mid laner, presumably because they think that Xavier University still has not yet locked in their mid laner, but we have yet to see. So right now, on UPLB's side, second picking phase, and yes, what a surprise hover.
I guess I've been, yeah.
Why are you so excited about the hover on that?
I mean, like, particularly because as I was saying, like, Galio mid, he's not as strong as he was, but looks like Xavier University might be out to prove me wrong in this case, as we might actually see this Trundle. Well, I mean, I highly doubt that's going to be a Janna mid unless they pull off some sort of cheese in a way. But yeah, I'm estimating that. There you go, indeed. So that's going to be a Trundle top, and they will indeed be sending this Galio in the mid lane. So I'm actually interested in seeing how this will play out for Xavier University going into this game against UPLB.
So right now we're actually expecting that Xavier University just baited out UPLB, thinking that, hey, we don't have our mid laner yet, let's ban out the remaining mid laners, but that's not the case. So Xavier University was able to manage to lock in one of the strong marksmen right now in patch 1.9. Let's say Lucian is still strong, but I wouldn't say compared to the previous patches, but Trundle, very surprising to see how it will fare against, oh, it's a Gangplank.
Yes, indeed.
What can you say about the Gangplank? I mean, I was expecting maybe a more high-tier top laner, but
yeah,
a Gangplank against a Trundle. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm expecting. I mean, with the Trundle, even though he's not exactly within his prime as he was before, but still, we have seen some other games previously. I mean, just recently during the PGS promotionals, it was used by TNC Slando, wherein he saw much success, even though he didn't have the best time within the laning phase against the Poppy, but he actually emerged, he actually did quite well because of the split push potential that the Trundle has going into that mid and late game. So there's a lot of things going on for Xavier University that UPLB potentially has to answer to, but given UPLB's performance, I mean, this is a really interesting matchup that we have for today. You know, second seed versus a first seed, but given Visayas with all the teams that they've taken down, I mentioned Olfu and UI, I'm actually expecting, I have high expectations with this matchup with Xavier and UPLB.
So, and right now we will be having a message from our sponsors. This event won't happen without them. So we will take this time for a commercial.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.
And now we are on to the rift of the first match, first game, UPLB versus Xavier University. Then this would determine how the succeeding games will proceed. So let's get straight to it.
Yes, oh man, I'm getting chills as we head into this game right now. UPLB, Xavier University, both really good teams. It's not the
it would be UP Los Baños on the blue side versus on the red side would be Xavier University. And now it's interesting to see the gangplank starting with the Sapphire Crystal.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it. Then again, grants him that extra mana to make sure that he could use that Q a little bit more for that extra goal. I guess that does make sense actually. So Daigo might actually be playing this a little bit more on the easier side, so that he could farm a little bit once he gets on the first back, have that extra goal to go for his optimal itemization. So yeah, but then again, based on what we're seeing here, very standard. We're not going to be seeing any invades, or yeah, best to play it a little bit safer in this case. And yeah, especially with these two compositions, you have the Gangplank and the Ivern right there. So it's going to be a little bit more easier. So there we go. A little bit of a pause break right there. So yeah, anyways, as I was saying, so especially, yeah, like I mentioned, Daigo on the Sapphire Crystal. So with that extra mana, going to be farming up a little bit, get that extra gold from the Q. And then Ivern at the same time, you don't really expect as much from him, especially when he starts clearing camps. That's a huge chunk of HP that's taken down. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe will we see Sendy take advantage of knowing that Ivern's vulnerability because of that HP loss when clearing camps, or yeah. So we'll just see how that goes for them.
But it's also interesting to point out that Daigo did not pick up the teleport, but it would be the mid laner Echo with the teleport compared to, let's say, a Ghost or Ignite. Compared to the mid laner, which is the Galio M&M, he did pick up, let's say, I'm pretty sure it was a Galio Ghost, with a Ghost.
So yeah, now that you mention it, that's actually interesting because, so that being said, if Daigo without the teleport, he's gonna be mostly cooperating in the team fights that he can access with his ult, but other than that, not the physical presence itself. So that'll be interesting how that plays out for you.
Yes, that's going to be somehow, let's say, he's not there, but his spirit is in the battlefield with that global ultimate. So right now it would be M&M on the Echo. For Kratos, it would be the Galio with the Ghost.
Yeah, so we keep on talking about the other piece, but Saya and Rakan finally in our first competitive LCL game. So they're finally making their debut with Benz and Dash respectively. So especially with Benz and Dash, they actually, for me, they have some pretty good synergy based off what we've seen of them in the previous stage. So going into this next stage, I'm interested in seeing how they'll be able to optimize the synergy that's technically needed when you're running this bot duo.
So let's see how that synergy will turn out. There is a Janna on the side of Xavier University. So if ever Dash commits with his ultimate, he has to be prepared. He will be denied. And there is the route onto Delusion. There is the airborne knockoff from the Rakan. Very close call for Delusion.
Look at the aggression early on. Dash and Benz just really utilizing the potential of getting that trades off of the Lucian right there, and Lucian not able to actually respond because that was a continuation of CC, the stun, followed by the knockup from Rakan. Interesting.
That was a pretty close call. There is the Storm Shield from the Janna, but it's not the sustain where you have against a duo bot lane like Rakan. He does have the shield, the knockup, and the heal. In my opinion, he's like a much more attractive Alistar.
Yeah, attractive in a lot of ways, not just in terms of with the champion itself, but yeah. What's also interesting is I like how Benz and Dash, they know how to utilize the combo. Like, once you hit the stun, you follow it up with the knockup, and then you get that heal for extra measure, so that even though Lucian tries to get a trade-off, but here we go. It looks like Ivern actually lingering around, but will not actually translate to a gank just yet.
Slane's been spotted a bit too early. What happened there? There were no visions. He did have the advantage, but a bit too early, let's say, for Kratos on the Galio.
There we go. So yeah, oh, look at the damage though going onto the Lucian.
Wow,
right
the
there.
shield just barely makes it out, and there is another airborne from the Janna. Some trade-offs going on, but because of the harassment coming in from Benz, look at him, he's out of mana.
Indeed. So, but yeah, still with the extra precaution from UPLB Dash, he should be fine, although won't be able to trade as hard. And if you're going to look at it, Admajor, I'm sure he's actually low on HP, but still with the mana, could still actually put up with Benz at this point. Now that Benz doesn't really have the optimal trade tools to really go in for trades with Admajorum and Braingasm respectively.
So that would be Slane wasting his time in the top lane. A bit of a I can see that Slane wants to really put under pressure as an Ivern, but seeing how Xavier University is playing, how their laning phase, very safe, very conservative. They are not committing to harassment. If they do get harassed, they just back away. They know they can disengage. They have the Janna.
Indeed. So yeah, a lot of emphasis on this bot lane right here because of the Siren Rakan finally being seen here in this game, and who better to actually execute this bot lane duo than Benz and Dash of UPLB, given the level of play that we've seen from UPLB thus far. They definitely have not disappointed just yet.
So when it comes to the late game, presumably maybe the mid game, who do you think UPLB should bank on in terms of bringing in the pain? Looking at the composition of UPLB, really late gamers.
Yeah, definitely. And well, there's actually a lot of I wouldn't say meat shields, but there's definitely a lot of champions that can't go down as easily. The Trundle, the Graves, because of the True Grit, and Galio just in general, quite tanky as a champion, especially once you start building up on a lot of items. There's definitely a lot of vulnerability with Admajorum right here, although it's somewhat, with the solution of the Janna, it helps in some way, although if Admajorum does get focused on early on, then that's going to prove to be a little bit problematic for XU.
With that said, Eminem using the teleport to go back to his mid lane. So this gives, let's say, a signal to Xavier University saying that if ever they commit to a bot lane brawl, they can expect that they will have no response from UPLB, knowing that Daigo is not running the teleport. I can't stress enough that when a top laner does not pick up a teleport, you would expect that he will be staying in the top lane for his entirety of his life, just using the Cannon Barrage for the response. A nice two-man knockout from Benz, and right now a teleport coming in from Chubb. However, they are saying that Xavier University just displayed their, let's say, I wouldn't say aggression, but they know when to not start a fight. If they are going to instigate something, they have to realize that they have to finish it up. They have to clean up the fight, but if they cannot do that, don't even start the fight.
Yeah, interesting actually that teleport was procced right there, but looks like there's a little bit of a 1v1 happening between this Ivern and Graves. But nothing exactly translating just yet. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm actually surprised that Chubb used that teleport, I wouldn't say at an optimal moment, especially since they already have the advantage. Oh wait, no, that was actually Eminem that practiced teleport.
Yes, Eminem did use his teleport to return to his lane. So knowing that Daigo is in the top lane, no one can cancel Chubb's teleport. So he willingly canceled his own teleport. What can you say about that?
Yeah, that's actually weird because especially since they technically have an advantage, as Daigo won't actually be able to respond unless he walks all the way down to bot lane. So as far as what advantage they supposedly had as far as the early game, wherein they could actually just go 5, wherein Galio is within closer proximity to that bot lane, it's such a shame that they're not able to utilize that now. They have to wait for that teleport to come back up from Chubb once again.
But note that Ben does have the red butt, so this will give Xavier University more of a, let's say, a warning sign. Let's not start a fight against Zaya and Rakan, knowing that they are the dual bot goals. I've seen them in action. It's very surprising that you cannot really gauge the damage coming from Zaya, because those feathers are something that she has to stack. Whenever if she does recall those feathers, you're in for a lot of pain. Plus the bind, sort of like a Jin mechanic.
I also noticed that it's actually tricky with this Galio if they plan on using him as an initiation tool in a way, because there's not really somebody that's to just really go hard in unless they just, it's basically just all walkers all the way. Like you have the Trundle gonna walk into clashes, Sendy would just dash in at most. And so yeah, probably the Janna, like a Flash Monsoon, but other than that, interesting how they're gonna try to utilize this Galio. Probably if they could get UPLB to commit, but other than that, as far as them initiating themselves, not quite gonna happen.
So right now we're seeing in the top lane, Sheen and Page finished up by Daigo, but right now Slane hoping to redeem himself for a Pergat, but that won't happen.
Not indeed. So yeah, still, both teams actually taking it easy. No first blood just yet. Everybody just taking their time, trying to get them farm. But especially for UPLB, that's technically what they should be doing. As far as who should be making plays as early on, I'd actually peg it on Xavier University just because they have that Lucian. But it's somewhat mitigated in a way because of the trait. But ooh,
here it comes, rooted onto Kratos, but he does burn his flash in the safety of the turret. But I think that Eminem and Slane is happy about that. They did burn a summoner in the mid lane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy, retaliation coming from Sandy, calls up to Daisy for attack team. Hero's entrance will be expended for the damage reduction, but no kills will be translated to that. They're taking in time with Cindy, but Cannon Barrage from the top lane. Kratos is in a heap of trouble. First blood is on to Xavier University with Eminem picking up a kill. Right now the chase will be going on to the riverside, but I can say that there is a Rakan, there is a Zaya. They have to at least not be too greedy. They did pick up the first blood. I mean, shouldn't you be happy with that?
Yeah, indeed. And if you're gonna look at it, actually, it's interesting that I don't think Kratos didn't actually even need to go in with that entrance onto Graves. I feel like either way, you could look at it in two ways. Either there's that safety of nobody getting first blood yet, or sure, you did secure first blood, although there was still a casualty in the form of Kratos as a result. So it all depends on what Xavier University is trying to go for. If they feel that kills early on is much more optimal than trying to avoid UPLB scaling later on.
This is actually good for Xavier University because they will be backing on Cindy, and we know that Cindy has been using those hyper carry junglers. So right now, a good addition for the first blood, but it's on to Eminem with the kill. So right now, we're seeing one of the key players on each team trying to snowball, trying to carry their team, but right now I think Sandy has an advantage compared to what Echo, knowing that he did finish up the more defensive proto belt.
That's actually, I actually agree with that. Especially since Sandy on this Graves, you're expecting a lot of aggression. So with that kill up, this will definitely grant him the leeway to start making more plays. I'm definitely expecting, if anything, he could probably try to utilize performing a little bit more, trying to get more aggression. Perhaps in the bot lane, maybe. He could potentially be in the mid as well, as Kratos could actually set up for him. But looks like Slane actually taking that jungle sneaky.
Easy 112 gold for Slay, and Sandy just watched as his resources was taken away.
Yeah, and that's actually crucial because if Sandy you know, when he doesn't get to perform aggression as far as lane ganks, he definitely needs to farm up. So Slane actually denying him is actually a great way to kind of slow him down as far as what aggressive plays the Graves can make.
Interesting itemization coming in from Benz. He did pick up the Zeal and a BF Sword. Normally, what would you pick up on a Xayah?
Well,
there's been debates. I mean,
there's been a lot of debates.
I've seen some Xayahs picking up Essence Reaver for the cooldown plus the mana regeneration. But right now, 3-man gang onto the mid lane, and now Kratos, with no form of escape, is forced to give a kill onto Eminem.
I'm actually surprised.
Oh, flash in from Amajoran, but there's the Cannon Barrage from Daigo. A help response from the top laner right now. A teleport from Eminem. Convergence will not connect for a stun, and I think Xavier University will be forced to back away.
Exactly. I don't think Eminem actually needed to.
That was very sneaky of Dash.
Yeah, Dash tried in, but didn't actually translate to anything. And actually, he's the one that was forced to back out in the end. But yeah, Eminem, I'm actually... Well, they did try to make something out of it, so I'm actually not surprised that Eminem continued to teleport. Didn't translate to anything, but still, job well done to UPLB. They still did get Kratos in that mid lane with the 3-man gank.
Wait. Looks like Slane is spawning on the topside river. Subjugate is onto the Candy Boy. He's taking a lot of beating, but here comes the Cupcake Daisy for the respawns. More of a safety.
Man, these cupcakes are making me hungry a bit, but ding!
But with that said, I mean, cupcakes are delicious, but I think a Mountain Drake is more appealing in this game.
Yes, indeed.
Enough of your hunger strike.
Yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
But yeah, this is actually going to be interesting. With that Mountain Drake, it'll actually allow this bot lane to push a little bit more harder. And I wouldn't actually be surprised if the first turret to go down for them would be the bot side maybe, or even the top, either way, because of the push potential both the Trundle has, because of the boosted auto attack speed from the domain, as well as Lucian, just the passive itself, because of the double auto attacks.
And with Eminem picking up the blue buff will help greatly in his laning phase. But looking at Benz's itemization, I think we are going to be seeing an Essence Reaver. 2 longswords can build up the Colossus Hammer. Let's see, but there's been so much debate. Should a Xayah rush an Essence Reaver or get an Infinity Edge? Or I've seen some Xayahs rushing a Runaan's Hurricane.
Oh, what? What? Really?
Yeah, I've seen it. And it did not look
It actually
pretty.
doesn't even... I actually tried that before. I was assuming that the feathers would proc on the extra attack. It didn't, so it was like, dang. But yeah, like for me personally, I love the idea of Essence Reaver just because of it's so well-rounded. Like, Xayah benefits from the crit. You also have that cooldown for that, for easier accessibility to the stun when needed, especially if things do get dirty. So yeah, for me, I guess it's to each his own, depending on what your preference is. But wow, looks like a sneaky potential play coming in from UPLB if they decide to pursue this.
But here comes the pincer from Eminem. A 2-man stun onto the Convergence. They just walk right into it, and there is Daigo picking up the kill. They get stunned by Kratos. He does get the retaliation kill with a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Xavier University.
Wow, that was the numbers game right there being played, but looks like another story is happening in this bot lane.
Redemption? Sorry, not that would be the... It's really confusing to see that, but right now we will be seeing the first turret going in the hands of UP Los Baños.
Wow, both sides, but yeah, in the end, first turret still going into UPLB, so good for them, getting that additional gold to their advantage right there. But wow!
Flash in from Dash! A 2-man log up onto the bot lane duo. Right now, Slate is there for the assist. Redemption for the heal, but there is the Monsoon to disengage. Xavier University does not even want to deal with a 3-man gang from UPLB.
Interesting, actually, how Dash is trying to make all these plays. Nothing quite fruitful just yet, although I do admire the attempts in a way as far as his cunning into dashing.
Oh boy. A Rift
Herald. There you go.
Here it comes, the very much awaited Rift Herald. Let's see how Xavier University will be using this if they get it. Here comes Eminem with a stun onto Chub. He is very low. There is the chrono break with Eminem picking up the kill. And right now, Daigo is onto Senti. Very low, but it would be Eminem blinking red, still getting the double kill. The Rift Herald is very low. Where will the eye pop? And that will answer for a Rift Herald with UPLB snatching it away from Xavier University.
Yeah, and they're going to be giving that to Daigo. Very interesting indeed. And yeah, it's such a shame because Xavier University, especially since I feel that they have a lot more potential as far as sieging objectives. That would have been a very juicy Rift Herald for them if they were managed to secure. But yeah, feels bad, man. UPLB in the right place at the right time. Was able to get it. Looks like Daigo will be releasing the full wrath right there. So good, mga kapatid.
Wala na yan! Basag boom! That is so satisfying to see. But right now, I think Daigo is happy with that. But wouldn't you normally keep using the Rift Herald to keep pushing the top lane?
Yeah, I'm actually for me, it's definitely a premature push. But then again, I guess by having that turret down right away, it definitely gives Daigo a little bit more room to roam around, because that was one of the issues that we've kind of had with him with not having that teleport up.
It's like you're seeing this a really friendly animal, say looking and stops in the midway, say hello, but then rushes into the turret. But right now, Kratos goes in for Eminem, hoping to get that juicy bounty. But I think Eminem is a very slippery target. He does have the chrono break plus the face dive.
Just one of the many advantages of playing that Echo for Eminem. It's definitely working for him thus far for 1-1. So yeah, he's actually doing pretty good justice for this Echo right here, and it's only going to get stronger, only going to make it harder for Xavier University as UPLB prolongs this game. If they transition to that mid and late, going to make things very tricky for XC.
I think Daigo did not use the Rift Herald properly. Really, yeah. It's such a waste. I mean, they expended so much resources to get that Rift Herald, and he just uses it like, let's say, like a tissue paper.
Yeah, like it's like the excitement of, ooh, I got the new Rift Herald.
Normally you
using it right away.
Yeah, normally you would use it, let's say, in the second tier turret where it's more difficult to actually take it down, or let's say an inhibited turret. He just got it fresh and he just used it already. I mean,
exactly.
He could have at least used the passive of the Void Glimpse, the Empowered Recall for more added pressure, but that's a pretty much of a waste.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's probably the excitement. You know how it's kind of like a scenario when you're playing Pokemon, you catch a new Pokemon, you want to use it right away.
And you go to the box and you accidentally release it.
Yeah. There you go, there you go. Oopsie! But yeah, I actually agree with you there. I feel like, especially since Xavier University, they have a lot more potential as far as sieging objectives. With the exception of the Ivern perhaps in clearing jungle camps, but that shot right there.
My lord, 3-man gang onto the bot lane with Benz picking up a very easy kill onto the support of Xavier University. Right now, they have lost control of the bot lane, so this will transition for UPL Los Baños, taking in the Ocean Drake.
And Xavier University really have to start making plays here, because otherwise if UPLB does scale in later on, they're going to have such a tough time.
Ooh, tagging in Daisy a bit too early, probably for the Ocean Drake.
Although I actually do kind of like Xavier University's competition. They have a lot of meat walls in the form of Strondro and the Galio and the Janna for extra protection if things go down. But looks like something will be going down. Maybe not quite.
That would be UP Los Baños picking up the Ocean Drake uncontested, very easy. But right now into top lane, the pressure is on onto UP Los Baños, but I don't think Chub is pushing very effectively, in my opinion.
True. Because the tricky part is that looks like they are sieging this mid lane though, but question is, will this, yeah, looks like Xavier University's mid lane outer turret will survive another day for the meantime. But yeah, definitely Xavier University, considering that the comp they have, I'm finding their pacing a little bit slower than what you'd expect when you have such champions like the Lucian, like the Graves, where you could just really exert a lot of aggression, but it looks like they're struggling to find their footing in this game.
Chub, I don't think Chub is going to make it out here alive. He does get exhausted, plus the Cannon Barrage. And with Daigo with 214, more gold will help him build. Against that Trundle, he does have the Yomu's Ghost Blade. Not much lethality. Normally, he would go for, let's say, lethality would be a good pickup, but if ever Chub is stacking more and more armor, he would go for the Last Whisper.
Yes, indeed. And it looks like Dash and Eminem gonna try to make something out of Sendy here.
Oh, Sendy's really having a hard time showing what he's got. He has to be the one to help his lane. He is the one to pick up hyper carry junglers. But right now, we're not seeing Sendy performing to his team's expectations.
Indeed, this is a different Sendy from what we've seen in the conference stage. But then again, this is probably the effect of going up such a high caliber. I wouldn't necessarily high caliber. One of the top higher teams.
Maybe not. That would be Ben soaking a lot of damage. Here it comes. The tower dive was Daisy in the front line. Does not care with the 3-man knockout from that passive. And right now with Daisy tanking in that turret hits, I think UP Los Baños is pretty much satisfied with that. Slowly chipping away the mid lane outer turret. But right now, Slain, a pretty close call, and now, let's see, we're seeing Daigo moving towards the mid lane this time, but Sendy's not there. Plus, Adamajorem, no mana, not to mention no more ultimates.
He actually spent a lot of time trying to push that mid lane and didn't really translate to anything. Sure, Daigo kind of got a split in the top, but the creep wave didn't even reach that lane. It's only going to give free farm to Chubb.
Oh, come on. Go for the recall. So that would be, let's say, cool off for Zion Recon right now. But as what you said, I think Xavier University is really sieging really well.
Exactly.
I mean, if they did have the Rift Herald, this would have changed the flow of the game. But right now, Daigo going for a very aggressive dive with the Cannon Barrage. And look at that. With the help of the Thunderlord's Decree, he picks up a kill onto Braingasm.
Indeed, that was very actually, I'm actually surprised that Braingasm, you know, especially with the positioning that he had in that fight, not exactly the most optimal. Maybe he wanted to try to defend, but as a result, that's a casualty right down for XU.
Oh, look like Chubb will be. Oh, look at the clear coming in from the barrels. Chubb, I think, is regretting his decision. He does get slow from the barrel, but I think mid lane is more interesting. Looking at the potential fight that could have broken out, but UP Los Baños, they know their limits. They'll be backing out. But I think we might be seeing what happened there. But right now, looking at the scoreboard, 8-4, a gold deficit of, let's say, not more than 4,000. But look at the damage coming through Adamajorem. He is willing to dive that turret, but with the spot of Rakan, you do not want to dive.
Nope, not at all. And yeah, that was a good attempt, though. It's just that with Ben's kit on this Saya, able to avoid death right at that last minute. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out this replay though to see what happened. So Slane actually taking the bulk of the culling right there. Benz actually couldn't take it himself.
Wow.
No balance whatsoever, and does go down. Good for Adamajorem.
It was like there was a magnet attached to Slane. So he really tried to sidestep, but normally you would expect some of your teammates to help out in that, but that was not the case.
That's technically the pro and that's technically one of the cons of going for Boots of Mobility. Once you're in combat, you actually have reduced movement speed as opposed to the other boots at their normal capacity.
Oh boy, Dio just finished up his Infinity Edge at the 24-minute mark. So that will be 3 key items for him, whereas Trundle, the Sunfire, has been nerfed against damage for champions, but the bonus damage has been increased from 50% to 200%. So this is going to help Chubb split push very quickly.
Indeed. And you know, Slane tried to make something, but looks like XU will be backing off right off the bat. But yeah, wow, a turret actually taken down by Chubb here in the bot lane right here, going at it with Eminem.
Eminem does have the Chrono Bake, but if he does Chrono Bake, that will be his death. Chubb forcing out the flash, but he is very low. Looking at Eminem, really playing with Chubb, and now here's the response from Sendy. He does not have mana to help his team.
Oh no, that was perhaps a little bit too ambitious for Chubb right there, and he paid the price with a flash down to boot. Not exactly the best trade-off right there. Good try, but not exactly.
Oh, finally, the outer mid lane turret does go in the hands of UP Los Baños, with the next Drake would be the Cloud Drake. So, will this be a high priority Drake for both teams to get? I don't think Xavier University should even risk it.
Definitely. At this point, you know, they want to try to take as many advantages as they can, because UPLB, like we mentioned, as this game goes on, they're just going to get even more and more stronger, and Xavier University might actually even have trouble utilizing what advantages that they have, because like we did mention, there's a lot of potential with pushing sieging towers, But because of the clear from Daigo, but whoa, no.
Cannon Barrage for the attempt to engage does fail. A teleport will be cancelled onto Chubb, but what was Kratos thinking? Overextending, Eminem goes in for the buy, but regrets his decision, forcing out a corner break. Daigo going in, gets exhausted, does get taken down by Sandy for the shutdown goal, and now Chubb is there a bit too late.
A little in too late indeed, and that's actually a result of the fact because of that duel that we had with Eminem earlier. It cost them in the bigger picture of things, and looks like UPLB actually going to translate this into taking that Drake indeed. It's going to make all the more things more complicated for Xavier University at this point.
Oh boy, what should Xavier University do right now, in your opinion, Arctic? For them to come back from this, it's not a huge deficit, it's more on how they start a clash.
Well, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and check out what happened in this replay first and foremost. So Kratos actually in the front line, taking the bulk of UPLB's damage. It's just that the problem is, it's not really translating to any responses from Xavier University's main damage dealers because they're zoned out by Daigo so efficiently. And Daigo just front-lining like a champ right there because of that threat potential that he has on that gangplank. And it just went so messy for Xavier University.
And normally when you're playing a Graves, you would be the one to snowball. You would be the one to start the fight. You would try to cut down the enemy. But this is not the case. It's now somehow he is now being the cleanup where Xavier University does not need. They need a strong front line. Or it shouldn't be a tank or whatever, but it should be someone of a threat.
Exactly, and I'm actually starting to appreciate the logic of UPLB going for this Ivern, given that Sendy, like we did mention, because of the aggression that he can exert, because of these champions, such as the Ivern, such as Daigo kind of frontlining for Xavier University because of the threat that he is right now, it makes it so hard for Sendy to just be Sendy, be that aggressive jungler that we know he is, and as a result, he's just having so much trouble at this point.
So right now we're seeing Slain translating towards support itemization. There is the Arden plus the Redemption. So there will be 2 redemptions for UP Los Baños.
Indeed. And 11 and 5 on our scoreboard. And yeah, still, here's the tricky part. Like, even if Xavier University, like I mentioned, with the Trundle, they have the potential to split push. But we did see earlier just how Daigo cleared out that wave from Chubb when he was pushing the top turret. Look at the barrels, just the damage that it deals onto those manias, which makes it so hard for Xavier University to even siege turrets in the first place, because they instantly lose out on the waves.
Sendy did not see that coming, forcing out his splash with the collateral damage, but there will be the Cannon Barrage for the slow, with Daigo picking up the kill with that parley. But right now, Majoran trying to find his moment to enter the clash, and right now Dash connects it onto Slain. There is Redemption for the rejuvenation. Here comes Eminem, a stun on to Majoran. He is very low. There is the Monsoon separating him from Eminem, but Majoran still overcommits with Eminem on a rampage, picking up a very big juicy kill from Xavier University.
And looks like UPLB will be going for this Baron, as a result uncontested, not to mention Daisy actually taking a bit of the damage, but yeah, nonetheless, this is going to be an easy Baron for them with 4 members of Xavier University down. Oh my goodness, UPLB going at it strong.
And now I think Braingasm should pick up a shovel and pick up his teammates' dead bodies. He did not do anything to help his team there.
Indeed. And this is what's so tricky about Xavier University. Wow. Whoa. What was
Feels
that?
good, man.
Yeah, it feels so good and so
very satisfying.
Dang, man. UPLB on skyrocketing out of control right now. And I don't think Xavier University can even keep up with them at this point, because the thing that's happening here is actually Xavier University, they have somewhat of a good composition. It's just that, again, the primary damage dealers, the Graves, the Lucian, they're not able to do as much because they keep on getting zoned out by elements such as Daisy, such as Daigo to an extent because of those barrels. And even though Kratos, like, he gets into the back line, but there's just no follow-ups happening because of UPLB's threat in the front line.
So this is a 2-game series. Let's hope whoever wins or loses this game, they can use that knowledge and carry it towards the second game of the match 1 of UPLB versus Xavier University. But right now, I don't think this is the right time for you to even stay in your jungle, knowing that Xavier University not investing so much wards on their own red side. And here he comes, Chubb taking in the hero's entrance damage reduction. He cannot even get near, but he goes in for dash. There is the Cannon Barrage onto Chubb. very nicely placed counter rush by Daigo. Very effective, zoning at the members of Xavier University. Raingasm goes down, giving the double kill onto Daigo.
Oh no, and especially with that Baron buff, this may potentially be the game. Those are very heavy death timers. More than 30 seconds left on 3 members of Xavier University with only Chubb and Ad Majorum to defend. What could happen now?
What could happen now is hope that Xavier University can carry the knowledge onto the second game and deny UP Los Baños in the first match for a clean sweep.
And there we go, Tower 1, Tower 2 down. That's going to be the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, winners of the first game, congratulations, UP Los Baños.
What a game it was, but I gotta say, Xavier University, they really had a good draft, but they did not utilize it very effectively.
Yeah, and I really found the Galio somewhat problematic with the composition that they have. I kind of saw what they were going for, where they have this meaty front line. It's just that the Galio, given the kit that he has, and like I mentioned, the nerfs, it kind of prevailed in this game. He's not really dishing out the damage that he can, even though he goes in. And I feel like Xavier University had such trouble as a result. You know, the Galio was more of a meat wall than actually having a solid AP carry that could deal AP damage.
Yes, that's very unfortunate for Xavier University. But hope is not lost. This is the first day of the Interconference group stages of Group C. So they have to take it in towards their second game. But here are the end game stats.
And wow, look at this. M&M actually just really doing good on this Echo. And even Daigo to an extent, 8-8 on this Gangplank. All across the board, actually, UPLB did absolutely fantastic. Even with this debut of Saya and Rakon, utilized it quite well. As Xavier University, they did try. I saw what they were going for, but hopefully, as you mentioned, with the knowledge that they've gained from this first game, they draft it a little bit more smart. And look at the damage from Daigo. Barrels galore indeed.
I think someone in the stream right now would be very happy to see that a Gangplank is effective in the LCL.
Yeah, and who else to demonstrate that than Daigo?
Daigo, one of the ex-pro players of Naga Esports. So right now, guys, there you have it. The first match between UP Los Baños versus Xavier University, with UP Los Baños winning that game with great executed macro play. But do not go away. We will have our second game after a short break. On to the convergence. They just walk right into it, and there is Daigo picking up the kill. They get started by Kratos. He does get the retaliation kill with the start onto Chubb. He is very low. There is the chrono break with Eminem picking up the kill, and right now Daigo is onto Senti. Very low, but it would be Eminem blinking red, still getting the double kill. The Rift Herald is very low. Where will the eye pop? And that will answer for a Rift Herald with UPLB snatching away kind of a run for the attempt to engage. Does fail. A teleport will be cancelled onto Chubb, but what was Kratos thinking? Overextending. Eminem goes in for the buy, but regrets his position, forcing out a corner break. Daigo going in, gets exhausted, does get taken down by Senti for the shot down goal. And now Chubb is there a bit. Comes Eminem, a stun on to Almajorum. He is very low. There is the monster separating him from Eminem, but Almajorum still overcommits with Eminem on a rampage, picking up a very big juicy kill from Xavier University match for a clean sweep.
And there we go, Tower 1, Tower 2 down. That's going to be the Nexus. Ladies and gentlemen, winners of the first game, congratulations, UP Los Baños.
What a game it was, but I gotta say, Xavier University is
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.